know I got callers from all over the place, but I want to give the phone number out one more time. I want to confirm.
Goodbye.
I want to confirm or deny what the caller from Mexico was just saying a couple minutes ago about Aztec TV. I'm sure it'll be on the news by now if we just Google it. But I can go off air and do that. I guess do a text article up on Infowars.com. Paul Watson's asleep. It's like 5 in the morning over there right now. But he'll be up in a couple of hours and be writing. So Prison Planet will have some of the first updates tomorrow early for you. And then Infowars throughout the day. And I'll be on the radio tomorrow and then Monday. But Robert in Canada, go ahead, sir.
Yes. Hi, Alex. I love your show, and I've watched you for quite some time. I'd like to report to you that people have become sick. Now, this is part of a government group that gets vaccinated regularly, and there was a plan that just came out recently, locally, right in the area, where they're handing out these free vaccines to people. And I suppose that the people within the government agency that's there probably took them and were required.
All right, let me stop you. Let me stop you, because what you're saying is really upsetting me, because all over Europe, Czechoslovakia, Czech Republic, to be specific, always get Czechs emailing me going, it's not a different country. I understand that after the Soviet Union and all that. The Czech Republic, Poland, Germany, and other places, none of the articles in Der Spiegel, French news agency, London Telegraph, we put it on screen earlier, they say they're giving shots to people, saying it's a flu shot. It's really bird flu. It's killing them. And then it says pharmaceutical companies, when they indict the city workers that are given the shot saying they murdered the people, the city workers say the pharmaceutical companies lied to us, and then the news will never say what pharmaceutical companies it is. Meanwhile, Baxter got caught with the AIDS blood with Bayer, knowingly shipping that out in the factor aid, and they knowingly at 18 countries a few months ago shipped out the bird flu to be mixed with regular vaccines. So you're telling me you know government people in Canada that took the flu shots and they're sick. Specifically, what's going on?
Yes, sir. The requirement when I worked for the government, we were required.
Now, same thing. They tried to make all the medical workers and first responders in 2002 take smallpox to set the precedent to make them take flu. They failed here. I know they succeeded in Canada, so I can confirm what you're saying. So they say you got to take all these vaccines. Go ahead.
That's correct, sir. And that policy has not changed under the Ontario McGuinty government. Anybody that works for the government has to take the vaccine.
God.
And now what I see anecdotally is that a lot of people are in the bureau that I noticed. People are now reporting that they're getting violently ill and violently sick and throwing up and having all the quote symptoms of this so-called influenza disease, and I find it very disconcerting that it would and strange that it would jump like into Canada so quickly.
Yeah, let me just say this. This is very upsetting to me because I just all these points come out. I know it's upsetting for you and everybody else listening. I got a bad feeling about all this. I don't know what it's leading into. I just have a bad feeling with all the evidence integrated that they practice in Latin America, Asia, and Africa soft kill, where many African countries, 40+% of the people have HIV. They test them. They've never had sex. The women, that's been BBC reports, they don't know why they have HIV except they have been inoculated. And they said, oh, maybe they use dirty needles. Yeah, right. HIV is a cover for all these soft kill weapons. That's been proven. Because, it would mutate and has and would become harmless, but it just keeps staying deadly for 30 years. Well, since the late 70s. I guess it is 30 years, since 78 when it really first popped up. And it was confirmed. It was put in vaccinations of, what was it in New York? I mean, that with the government documents, they've had hearings on that. It was, quote, infected in hepatitis vaccines in New York. And they used gay men paying them to the health department to take it because they were perfect vectors, having hundreds of sexual partners per month at that time in New York. Just unbelievable sexual partners multiple times a day. So that was a perfect vector, and also in Africa. So I know that they've practiced covering up soft kills, making it no big deal, and the way the media really is partially hyping it in certain sectors but then not covering it in others. Very, very bizarre. You're saying you know government people that are telling you they're sick right now after they took the vaccines.
Yes, sir. I might add that years ago, when I worked with the government, we used to hand out meds, and it was one of the reasons that I retired from that occupation. And I can't say that the policy has really changed. It is a fact that our government up here has a very strong policy of keeping, for example, the SARS issue out of the media. I think they kept it out of the media for, 6 or 8 months, something to that effect.
I remember that came out 6 months. They kept it secret. Yeah, that was amazing.
Right. And as a result, if it's starting to happen up here, what do we have to look forward to? It just can't.
Well, that's another thing. With these fake systems, they'll keep releasing a new virus, as they've done in Asia or Africa every few months, and saying it's the same one. Oh, it mutated, it's killing again. Like they tend to introduce it, kills a few hundred, a few thousand, and then, it came up again, it killed a few thousand more, and they use that to put their grid in place, scare everybody as a prelude to something big. And it always breaks out on a military base. The last two swine flus.
Let me point out something, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. There's a Air Force base just north of us called Borden Air Force Base, and they've started military operations on the street they told everybody there in that small community called Barrie, Ontario.
It was to stop drunks. It was just, stop drunks.
And they were to go around and sort of like police the area as a test basis.
Yeah, let me stop you. That was in Canadian papers all over the country. They are just announcing regular Army is going to stop drunks and patrol the downtown cities and the rural areas, and there'll be Army running checkpoints for your safety. That's what I mean. All over North America, suddenly they're dispatching Army everywhere. And I don't know if this is part of it, but my God, this is getting sick. Now I interrupted you and said it was to stop drunks. That's what I saw in the newspaper. And just to have checkpoints to check for drunks. You're not for drunks, are you? Same thing with the Marine checkpoints in California for U.S. citizens, totally illegal. I interrupted you. Did they say it was for some other reason?
No. I just think that, they're...
But I interrupted you and said it was for drunks. Was that what they told you? Or did you get some other story? What I'm saying is...
Oh, no. What they told us here is they said that it was I guess what you would call a homeland security thing.
Yeah, but in the newspapers, it was just going to keep rowdy drunks out of trouble and look for terrorists. So yeah.
Oh yeah, listen, but that's not.
Sir, send me a little documentation. You don't have to even use your name, but stuff we can check and email. We're going to be posting listener comments, pieces of intel, data, like the BBC's doing, tonight and tomorrow at Infowars.com. Send it to Aaron at Infowars.com and Kurt at Infowars.com. Thank you. Should I take more of these calls, or should we end this transmission? Take more? Okay, because I've just got so much to cover here. I was going to recap a few stories and then end it, but I'll take a few more calls. Anthony in New Jersey. Anthony, you're on the air.
Illinois-based Baxter working on swine flu vaccine. Chicago Tribune, not published, 9:22 p.m. Central Time.
So, my God, that just sent it into the stratosphere. Headline. I want to put that on screen for everybody. This needs to be on Infowars.com right now, Aaron. Right now, Kurt, please. Say that again. Chicago Tribune, 9:22 p.m., published an hour and 8 minutes ago, Central Standard Time, Chicago, same time zone. Headline again, sir.
Illinois-based Baxter working on swine flu vaccine.
Illinois-based Baxter. Google that right now, please. Illinois.
Swine flu vaccine.
Illinois-based Baxter. That'll bring it up. Click news. Illinois-based Baxter. Click news. Alpha Tango Delta, go now. That'll bring it up on the screen for everybody right now who wants to see this.
Let me read you the first paragraph. Specialty drug maker Baxter International Inc. will work with the World Health Organization to develop a vaccine that could stem an outbreak of deadly swine flu strain in Mexico.
God, there's no end to these people. Now, again, folks, if you just tuned in, this is the company. This is the company, if this is confirmed. And yep. Are you going to be able to, Illinois-based Baxter, and then click news. You got to click news. There it is. AP. Hit it. Top story. It's true. It's confirmed. Okay.